All right, so let's get going here, you guys. We are going to get to our projects. We're going to do 3 of them today because they are not hard. They're not hard at all, and you'll be surprised how easy they are. So I went ahead and pre-stamped these. Let me just tell you what I've used. Surprise, the blue and the brown, the 969 and the 565. Okay, there is a question here. What can they do leading up to Saturday the 9th for prep? I'm going to get a supply list ready. What I would suggest you do, this is what I would do, is I would watch that preview of the video of the journal, and it flips through the pages, and pause it and look at what's on that page because you can see what to cut out. And especially if we have a list of the dyes that we're using, you'll be able to see. We'll have a list of the marker colors. You want to stamp your images on your watercolor paper for sure, just like this, so that they're ready to go. You'll be able to see from that preview what's going on each page, and they're all stamped in the same combination of colors. Okay? All right, so 565, 969, stamped off twice. Stamped off twice. Now with this one, I stamped this little cottage, and then I took my die, this one, and for, you know, these are tabbed. So there's a center and there's an outside piece. These are tabbed, and I left them tabbed. Now, if you've cut them apart, that's totally fine. You can just cut out the outside and then you can cut out the inside. But I left them tabbed, and see, mine's broken apart a tiny little bit here. So I just kind of hold it in place because I use them together. Use them together a lot. So what I did was I kind of placed this over, you know, my image, and I wanted to, you know, have it a little bit more to the right side so that I could get a little bit more foliage in here. And then I took a pencil and I just traced around it with a pencil. You know, it makes a little bumpy shape like this, but this is just a guide for you. Now, you don't have to mask this off because we're going to cut it with the die. So it doesn't matter if you stamp off the edge of this. It's all going to be cut out. So let me just show you again right here. See how that center cuts out in the middle? And then we're going to pop that up from the frame that's on the back side. But it's so cute, and it's such a neat effect. It really is. So we're adding color to this whole thing. And then we're going to pop up the center of it just like this. So you can see it cuts out, you know, the stems of the flowers, like they were all off the edge, you know, of this frame when I went to stamp it. But that doesn't matter because it's just going to cut off this area here. And then we're going to add it to the journal. All right. So that's the easiest way I found to do it was I just trace this after the fact. So I stamped the little house. I kind of put it in the middle. You can kind of see where it's going here. It's just a little bit off to the side. You know, it's almost to the edge. The edge of the roof is almost to the edge of the die right here. And then I have a little more space on this side. And remember, we didn't use the pedestal. We didn't use the tree stump. We just took the house only. So we only colored that part of the image. Left the others just blank. And then I traced around it. So stamp this, trace around it, and now I have a border where I can see, you know, I need all my information, you know, the basics of what I'm stamping is going to be in this circle. And if some of it comes out, it's okay. That doesn't matter at all. All right. So, and then we'll erase the pencil lines. You know, once we're done with all of this, we'll erase the pencil lines. Now for this one, I just cut this out already, and I just used one of the dies. I'm going to show you the dies when we go to assemble. 2 colors again, the blue and the brown. Stamped it off twice. Stamped it off twice. Now with this one, I just stamped the little wheelbarrow, and then I masked this edge off. And let me just show you the eggs here. This is the nice thing about clear is that you can see. So let me just show you these here. You see how those eggs, they just fit perfectly in there, but we don't want these 2. So we're only going to ink these 6 eggs that are right here. So these 6 eggs right here, just these, we're going to ink, and we're going to use this, just a really light gray. This is the N52. So we're just going to use this really light gray, and we're going to stamp it off once. And it's going to go right into the wheelbarrow, kind of to the side here. And then this fits in here perfectly. You can see where those 3 eggs along the edge See these three right here? You can see where that edge is. So right here. And then I just stamped that basket in here, kind of on the top. And then I made a little pencil line right here to kind of create another egg. And another little pencil line here to kind of create another egg. And, you know, there's another one back in here somewhere, kind of underneath. So I just penciled those in just to kind of fill in this area where the wheelbarrow was. But see how easy they just fit in here? And I just used a piece of Post-it tape like this and just covered the edge of that little wheelbarrow. So then I could stamp this on here and not worry about, you know, the eggs, you know, stamping over the top of that. And then another piece, see right here, just on the edge. Simple, just really easy. And, you know, like I said, these would work great in any of those other things. A little wagon, they'd be so cute in a little wagon. You know, that little cart, the little wash tub, just super easy. All right, so let's start out with, let's just go in a row here. Let's start out with this one. And I'm gonna just zoom in a little bit here. And I'm going to show you what markers I'm using. So we're going to be using brights. We're going to use the 407. We're going to use the 725. We're going to use the orange, the 933. These are the basic colors that are in there. And then the greens. So the two greens, the 177 and the 249. So these really are the basic colors. The sky color, we're using the 526 for the sky. And then just the little accent areas where we've got brown, the 947. Got a little bit of brown in some of these areas. So the 947, it's a really nice warm brown. And that's really it. Here is the gray for the eggs. That's about the only time that I use this color. But everything else is inked in these two. The 565 and the 969, those two. All right, and then we've got all these bright colors. So let me move my things over to the side. Let me get my palette out right here. And let's get to our project. Let me see if I can fit this in the screen. I don't think I can. Can't fit that in the screen. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. It's always nice to see where we're going, you know, see the finished, kind of the finished project. Okay, I think we can see that fairly well. All right. So I've got my brush and I'm just going to get it wet and pinch it off. And we're going to just start out by pulling the color out of the lines. So, you know, pay attention to that. What's coming forward? Do you see this where the paint is kind of coming out of the can? That's coming forward. That means that the shadow is underneath it. That's how we bring that forward. So you're pulling that color under it and that's lifting it up. See how that brought that forward? It just works. Here, you know, this is rounded. So we're just going to pull a little dark color to the side of that. Under here. You know, this is just the beginning stages. We're going to add more color to this. Okay, see this lip on this wheelbarrow? That's coming forward. So then the color is underneath. It's underneath. See how that brings that forward? Are there any questions here, you guys? I haven't been really paying attention to the questions. The dies are all included, yes. Yeah, and there's, is that what you're asking? No dies with the first set? No, there's no dies with the inspirational journal, the Easter one. It just has the 3 sets because it's all watercolor. There's no dies that are cutting out anything with that. Looks like Leah is answering a lot of these questions. Great. Great job, Leah. Okay, so let's keep going here. So I am just pulling this color out now, and I'm just kind of following these lines. All right, back in here where these little eggs are kind of tucked inside, We can pull a little of this color out. This is really light, so we don't have to pull a lot of color out of the eggs. We can just pull out a little bit, just like that. And you can see how that just has changed already. Doesn't that just, it's just amazing how this works. All right, so let's add some color. We're gonna get some color onto the palette, and we're gonna start out with a 407. Let me move this over. 407. And then we've got the orange, so the 933. 933, and then the pink, which is 725. And we've got a little bit of the brown, the 947. Okay, that'll get us started. All right, so I'm going to take my my brush now, and I'm going to add some of this blue to my little eggs, and I'm just going to brush it in. See how bright this blue is? Just so cute. And you could use your smaller brush too. You know, I'm kind of using my number 4, but it's working okay. But if you have a smaller brush and you want to use that, you absolutely can do that. And let's add some color now to this one. You see I'm leaving just a little bit of a highlight on here. Adding the color is just the funnest part. It really is. There's no stress involved. And because you're using a brush, you don't get those, you know, those marker lines. You don't have to worry so much about your color being even. Okay, let's see, what other one? Let's do just another, let's make this egg kind of tucked in here, blue. Let's do that, and maybe we have this one that's blue too. Stay in the lines, you know, even if you have two blue eggs together, make sure you stay in the lines and do each section by itself. All right, so now I'm gonna just rinse my brush off, and let's go to another color. Let's go to the orange, and we're gonna get some of this color in. It's bright orange. And let's do this one under here. And let's go on to the pink. How pretty is this pink? And just take your time. You know, this is the fun part. There's no stress involved in applying color, none. And you know, sometimes I think the biggest stress is trying to figure out what color to use. You know, but when you have a color palette kind of already figured out, that stress is gone too. And that's why the paper packs are so nice, because they match our colors, our markers. So they match those colors, and then it doesn't, you know, when we use these colors, they just go perfectly. Okay, we have got these colored, so cute. And now let's do that little paint bucket. I'm gonna take a little bit of this brown and get this little brush handle. And then maybe the wheel. Let's just do this wheel while we're at it. Let's make this a little wooden wheel on here. And you know, this area here is going to be just a little darker with a little highlight on top. And a little bit darker in here too. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of this blue, the 565 blue. Just move this up a little bit. Just so that we have some shadow colors. We're going to leave that little wheelbarrow white and the bucket white. So we want to be sure to have some shadows in there too. Let me move this over. So I'm just going to add a little shadow here on the sides. And, you know, we can add a little shadow underneath these little paint drips too. And a little bit on the handle. And inside here, we can start putting some of this color in where the paint is. So this little section here inside the bucket. And then, you know, these little drips. And just leave this little tiny edge on the top of the paint bucket. Just leave that white. Just a little tiny edge where the light's kind of catching. So just put your color on and just the very top of that edge. Just leave that light. And then in here, you know, this little section, that can be really dark. And that's all, you know, makes these things look three-dimensional. It just all comes together like that. So I'm going to add a little color now to the little handle. Andrea, gotta run. Thanks. Looking forward to watching the replay. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks for being with us. Tracy says, such a cute gift for Easter. I know. And every time I make these now, I think about my grandkids, you know, because I just think it would be so fun to just add like special little things in it, and just, it would be such a special memory for them to have. Something like this that's, you know, made especially for them. And, you know, it's a really special gift for someone. You know, that somebody took the time and made it, and then made it so beautiful. And I'm just adding color now to this. And it's pretty narrow, so we don't have to worry too much about, you know, highlights and all of that, because it's pretty narrow to get a dark shadow and a highlight. So we're just going to kind of worry about, you know, where it comes down here, make sure this is darker, where this, you know, the bucket of it is, you know, on top. This, as it's kind of going off behind here, that's going to be a little bit darker. That is so cute. And then we can take a little of this blue and just put a shadow under here. And then, you know, just a little bit here, you know, under here where it's, you know, kind of hanging over. And this little, you know, stand back here, that's going to be a little bit darker because it's in the background. Same with this here and this. And even back in here, just on the inside of that bucket, you know, that would just be a little darker blue in there. And this, you know, right under here, we could just add a little shadow right under here. And that's really all we have to do. We're going to get our white paint out and add some detail now to this too. But first we're going to add a little bit of foliage down at the bottom. So a little vine right there and some details with our twin tone, you know, which I just love. I just love using the twin tone because I can get some of these really dark lines in here that really make it look more 3D. And in between these eggs, you know, you can add a little little tiny triangle in here. This little detail, we can kind of darken that. You know, just wherever. And this, you know, if you want to make this, you know, like a old, you know, wooden wheel that's maybe got a little crack in it. We're just going to make this kind of dark in here. And, you know, we can put a few little lines in, you know, some little lines of wood. Some more little cracks in there. Okay, so cute. All right, so let's put our foliage in. And I'm just going to take a green. So this is my, this is the 249. And I'm just going to add a little green to the bottom. You know, just a simple little line here, you know, where it's just kind of sitting on the grass. We're just kind of creating this little line here. So you can kind of see how it's sitting. And back here. And then we can just add some vines to it. Just a few, like by here, by the little wheel. We can grow a few up here, the background. And it looks like it's just kind of sitting in a garden. And then add some water and just kind of blend it out. You could add some blooms in here too. You could add some flowers, some bright colors. We're going to come back and add some white to it. And let's go ahead and get the sky in, which is the 526. And we're just going to brush this in. Make sure your brush is wet enough. You know, that's always the biggest thing. Make sure your brush is wet enough so that you're not dealing with brush strokes. And you just kind of push it around. Just push that sky around. Okay, so we are going to move on and then we'll come back and we'll do the white on all of these projects. We'll add the little white details on all of them. All right, so I'm going to put this one aside. Set that aside and we'll go on to the next one. So let's go on and do our little border here. And this is just the easiest thing. So same thing with the little basket. We're just gonna, you know, pull the color out of the lines. Just like this. And then we're gonna add some color now to these little eggs. Same as we did before. So let's just add these bright colors in. And some blue. And another blue. And the pink. It just brightens it all up. Doesn't that look Easter? I don't know, something about the pink, the blue, and the orange just make it so cute. So I'm going to add a little shadow now underneath here. So the little overhang is. And the inside of that little handle. A little shadow on the side. And then I'm going to just switch to my, my little brush, my tiny brush, to do these little details on the basket. And I'm just going to take my pink and I'm just going to make these little details. I don't know, something about the stripes. You guys know I have stripes on everything. And I just think it adds so much. Is that just the cutest? Let's add just a little more pink to this little egg. Brighten that up. That is so cute. So now we're going to take the large vine and we're just going to add a little green to this. And you know, there's no stress about this at all. In fact, I'm just going to switch out my green. I'm going to use the warm green. There is no stress in this at all because you know what? It all comes together. And I'm just inking the C part. So I'm not inking the whole thing. And I'm just going to kind of put in maybe just another one like that. And then I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to put in another one like this. I mean, you know, it's so absolutely forgiving that it doesn't matter how you stamp it, honestly. So now that we've got that in, we're going to add our flowers into the background. We're going to add some blue and we're going to use the 526. And the little flower, you know what? I did not say this one. So the flower set 1, we need these, the little daisy bunch. And I'm just going to ink a few, so not the whole thing. And I'm going to stamp it in a circle. And another one out here. And maybe I'll just put one here. And one here. Just kind of in a circle. Maybe just a little one over here. And then we can now add the water. So start with your vine and just kind of blend this up. The same over here. I'm just kind of dabbing at it. You can kind of drag that color out and around too. And then we'll go to the flowers. And we're just dabbing this. Make sure you leave those, you know, some of those little white spaces. That's really important so that you don't color that all in solid. So leave that dark. You know, when you stamp it in a circle like that, you're getting that light to dark, you know, variation. And, you know, the dark comes forward and the light kind of fades back. So you get that variation of color and it just kind of automatically does it. So now let's go to our little florals, these little guys, and we'll just put these wherever we want to. So these ones are kind of leaning to the left or the right, actually, by the time we stamp them. And I'm just coloring the blooms with that bright pink. And I can just put these like right there. And then I'll ink it again with the pink. And I'll put these maybe right here. And then let's do the other ones. So these are going now the other direction. So we've got these over here. we can just put these in over here. It's just so cute. And maybe you just want to add one. Maybe you just want to add one more bloom somewhere. You know, so you could just ink one of these. So let's just see where we would want to do that. Maybe just right here, kind of hidden behind. And maybe another one just right up here. So now take your tiny brush and just kind of dab. Again, you want to leave those white spaces. Leave those white spaces. So it's not colored in solid. We don't want it to look like a solid half circle, like a hat. I want to be able to see the details in the flowers. And you don't want to do anything to the stems. You could add a little bit of water to the leaves of these, but see how they just kind of pop out because we blended this vine up so much. These look like little accents. So let me hold this up. See how those, because they're stamped on the top and these have all been really blended out, they really show up. And they're so cute. And let's add a little bit of this sky in here now. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this blue kind of in here. And drag a little bit more of this color out. You can just kind of keep pulling this color out, especially if you like that really kind of whimsical, soft look. But is that just so cute? It's just so cute. Such a cute little border and just so easy. Let's just, you know what? Let's just do one. I feel like I need just a little something right there. Actually, let's just do one bloom. And I'm just using a baby wipe to clean this off. Just using a baby wipe. So I'm just going to use this little bloom right here. And then I'm just going to ink this leaf. Perfect. Just needed a little bit more down here. Okay, that looks just great. And I'm just going to add a little bit more to the inside of this handle. So you see how that, adding that dark color to the inside, see how that turns the handle? So this is the flat side and this is the inside of the flat side. Let me just hold that up. See, by coloring that inside area here, we've turned the handle and we've made it flat. And now you can see that this is the inside of it and this is the outside of it. So again, just a little more dimension. And these little things just make the biggest difference. They really do. All right, and we're going to come back and do some white on this one too. So, but for now, we're going to set it aside and move these out of the way. And we're going to go on to that middle page. We're going to do that little whimsical house. So let me find that project right here. This is so cute. And I've just got bright colors on it. You can color this, of course, however you want to. But remember, I stamped that image and then I drew the frame around it. So I just traced this around it. So then I had a border and I don't need to mask it because it doesn't matter if we go off the side since we're going to cut it out. All right. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go back to the number 4 brush. And we're going to just pull some of these colors, this color out of the lines. See how this door is set back? This is going to be darker here because it's along the edge. And it's going to push the door back, because we're going to kind of see this edge. If we're looking to the side a little bit, same with this window, same with this window. And this one, because it's going back the other direction, we're going to see that edge of the window. And then inside of this roof, that's going to be a little bit darker too. And these little window sills. And this, you know, the little chimney, really all you have to do is kind of dab at it and it will just kind of take shape. It's so small and it's just all these different stones that you just kind of have to dab at it and it'll just kind of do its thing. Back here, it's kind of sitting on a little, you know, pedestal, which is totally fine. But this is the side of it here, and so is this here. So this area is going to be just a little bit darker. Okay, so let's add some color now. And we're going to use this really bright blue. Make sure my brush is clean. And we're just going to brush this on and just, you know, keep it pretty light at the top as you're kind of brushing this color down. Keep it kind of light and airy. Just leave that just a little bit lighter up there. Inside here, this is going to also be blue, the inside of this roof. And you know, a blue roof is kind of whimsical. I mean, you could make it brown, but sometimes it's fun to do the unexpected and make it just a wild color. So let's do the door now. Let's do the same thing with the door. We're going to use the same color. Now you could open this door, which would also be really cute. Let me see if I can just show you that really quick. Let me just show you that. So if you have the door, and you know, here's what the door looks like. And I'm just using a pencil here. So I've got my little house here, and I've got my door, and it looks like this. And I've got the opening, so it's like this. And you know, this is the edge, so it's pushing the door back inside like this. But if you changed something and you put a little line here, then you're opening the door, and then you can just add a little darker line back here. And now you can open that door. You see what I mean? So it changed that perspective a little bit, and it brought it forward. Now this would then be lighter, and this would be a little bit darker back here. So changing this little line right here either brings it forward or sets it back. See, this line goes back like this. That line goes back, and then the door kind of sits in this opening. See how that pushes back like that? And this one comes forward. And now this door looks like it's opening. And then you would see the little door handle like this. So you'd see the other side of it. And then this here would kind of go back. I hope I didn't just totally confuse you guys. But that would be really fun to try on this little project, to open that door and make it look really cute inside. Okay, so let's go back and add a little bit more color to the door. Love this color so much. That's so cute. And that's that 407. And then we're going to do the window panes. So we're just going to use the same blue again. And I switched to my little brush. Diana, you make the borders look so easy. For some reason, they intimidate me more than the more. Diana, I'm not kidding you. You have to just try it. And you know what? Get a big sheet of watercolor paper and just practice it. Because I think the biggest thing is exactly what you just kind of said, is overthinking it. Don't overthink it. They're so cute, and they always turn out, so cute. And most of the time, if you just keep it free and just kind of minimize what you're putting into it, I think you'll be surprised at how well they turn out. And Diana, I know how talented you are, so I know you can do it. I know what an artist you are. She does fabulous work. Okay, I'm just kind of mirroring the shape of this window. And, if you don't get these window panes just perfectly, I mean, this is a little enchanted house in the forest, so built by bunnies. So, it's not going to have to be perfect. So here's my little window panes that are absolutely not perfect, but nobody cares. And it makes it just look a little more whimsical. And the same here. So I'm mirroring this side. See how it kind of curves? And then this side over here. And if you kind of mess up these white areas, you can use your white paint and put them back in, which I've done many times. Something about putting these window panes just, it just changes everything. Now this one over here on the side, we're just going to see little lines here because it's at an angle. So we're not going to see much of the window. Diane, great explanation on the open door. You're welcome, Diane. And I'm sure that you could also make an open door really, really easily, as talented as you are. But sometimes these little things make such a difference. And this is why sometimes you look at your art, and I do this too, and something is bothering me about it, and I can't put my finger on it, and it could be one tiny little line like that, literally one tiny line. And your eye sees it and knows something's wrong, but you don't know what it is. And sometimes you have to walk away from it and come back to it, and then it's so obvious. Like, oh my word, that line is completely wrong. So it is such a, it could be such a little thing, but it is good to learn those little tricks because you want to kind of challenge yourself a little bit. And I think opening the door would be so cute. You could totally do that. And, it would look really welcoming. I mean, it's Easter and the little bunnies, their house probably full of Easter eggs. That'd be so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to take my my blue, so my shadow color, my 565, and I'm still using my little brush, and I'm going to make this dark on the side because this is in the shadow here. This whole side of this little house is in the shadow. And that's going to set it back. And make sure when you do that, this line here, when you set back the half of the house like this, make sure this line is really sharp, that it's really sharp. This isn't crooked and, or it doesn't have a crisp line. You want to see that really, really crisp line. And then let's just put a little shadow under these windows, kind of windowsills. And then we need our really dark shadow in the doorway because this is also going to just kind of set back this door. It's just going to put it way back in there. And, we can add a little bit of a shadow under this little detail and back here also. And, under the overhang like this, that's really dark. That's even darker. Okay, start to see a little dimension here. So now I'm going to take some of this brown and I'm just going to color these, this little wood up in here, this little decorative area. And the same with these here too. And we need this little doorknob to be pretty dark with a little highlight on it. And you know, you could just draw in a couple of hinges too. That would also be really cute. And you might just see the edge of that door handle, just like that. And let's add a little detail to the door. All right, starting to come together. Take your time on these, you know, these little things because they are just, they're so fun to do. And it's fun to see them come together. You know, you got to trust the process and just keep going. I'm going to add just a little bit of blue out here where that, you know, just sets this door back even more. And then I always take my my number 4 brush and I kind of mess up the white a little bit. I don't want it to look too crisp white. I want to just pull some of this color from here, make it look like maybe it's a little mossy and, you know, it's not pure white. And just kind of mess up this color a little bit and make it look a little more rustic. Okay, that looks pretty good. This little shadow at the top will set these windows back inside. Just that little shadow at the top. Okay, now if you want to, you could just make some little details on here too. You know, this is wood. So you could just kind of, you know, make some little lines. This would be really dark up here. And down here. And, you know, we're going to see the sides of these too. There's that line again. See how that just kind of sets everything back inside. Okay, I think we've got our little house done. So now we're going to add all of our florals and stuff to it. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to get some sky in here because I'm going to stamp some, you know, some leaves and some branches up here. So I'm going to just add a little bit of sky in here. And I'm just going to use my 526, so this one. And I'm going to just make it pretty light in here. And then I can always add, you know, bring some more green in and, you know, kind of mix it up. All right. And then, you know, my little sidewalk is going to come off of the side of the house here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of green in here. And this area, I've got a lot of flowers in here, so I'm not going to worry too much about the green over here. Maybe just a little bit, kind of maybe back in here a little bit, just a little bit in here. Okay, so now the rest of it we're going to do mostly with this vine. We're just going to start putting this in and just kind of let it do its thing. So make sure everything's dry so we don't get stuff bleeding all over. And I'm going to use my warm green. So this one right here, I'll just move this stuff out of the way here. It's got room. And we're just going to start adding the green in here. And it doesn't matter if it goes outside of the lines. That's not going to be a problem. And I'm just going to add just a little bit in here. And then I want to add, you know, some up in here. And I want to leave a little bit of room for my, my flowers. And put some here. And then we're going to just go like this. And we're just going to stamp in some of this overhang. So it looks like the trees and the branches are just kind of, you know, hanging over. And it looks like an absolute mess, doesn't it? You guys, never give up at this stage. Never, ever give up at this stage because it does look like a mess. But you know what? We're not done. We're not done, and we're going to finish it up, and it's going to be so cute. All right, so now let's add the flowers in. I'm going to use my bright pink and my green. And I'm just going to add, you know, maybe, let's see, one about here. And I'm going to ink it again. And add another one, maybe in here. And then we'll just add another one kind of, you know, right here. And then we're going to just kind of fill in between with the vine. And I think we've got, we've got a lot of greenery going on in here. So let's just see, where else do we need to put something? Maybe we just want to have something over here. Okay, now let's get this mess figured out. All right, so we're going to start out just by adding water to the green. And we're just going to tap it like this. Just dab it. And let it just kind of do its thing. And then we're going to come back here and we're going to add some white to it. Same with this over here. And this down here. And let's add some water up here to this too. Now we're going to add in our little flowers back in here. So we're going to use these. And we're going to use that bright pink again. And we're just going to add these in here. And let's just do that again. And just touch it. Just touch it, just like that. And then just kind of blend this green all in here. So cute. And you can take some of this blue now and just add a little bit of this in here. You know, especially in here where the trees are, and add a little more of this color. And basically what it does is it kind of makes the sky look like it's popping through. Let's just add a little shadow here on that chimney. This is just such a fun little project. Now let's get some color onto our little florals. And just go each petal, just do each petal at a time. Just use your brush. See how cute they are. Just so cute. Just pull the color out of the lines. There's plenty of color in here to finish these little florals. And, you know, if they're light, then just add a little bit more from your palette. And then just add a little water now to these stems. And just kind of blend this together. I just, you know, I add color just kind of everywhere. I think it adds to kind of the whole composition. And I don't think you can go wrong by mixing the colors, because, you know, when you're looking at shadows and things, nothing is the same exact color. It's not just one color, it's multiple colors. And when you do that, you make it look a little more realistic. So see, I'm just taking some of this blue and I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit in here. And then for these little flowers now, let's just take this orange and do these centers. How cute are those? And I'm just going to take a little bit more of this pink, and you know, where it's the darkest is going to be in the center. And just make that really dark in here. Is that just so cute? So cute. All right, let's add our white paint now. And then I'm going to run this through my my big shot so we can see how it looks when it's all cut out. All right, so let me move my palette out of the way and bring my little projects back over. Any of these would be really cute for a card too. This would be so cute on a card just to send someone. And then you could take the little egg basket, and you could put the little egg basket in here. This little egg basket with this little house. Wouldn't that be so cute? And then use your little bunnies and, you know, add a little bunny to your little card. It'd just be so cute. Be so cute. It looks like something really whimsical, you know, like I just love Beatrix Potter, and I always see that. I see these colors in the sky, and I see her little characters, her little animals that are just so cute. And when I was little, I just loved looking at those types of illustrations, and I could always just imagine myself there. I always was a daydreamer. I was such a daydreamer. And I could always just like imagine myself in a, you know, enchanted forest like that. So it's carried through, you guys, all these years. Okay, so where did the little house come from? Oh, let me show you. I'll show you where that came from. It is from the gnome release when I did the gnomes. And it is this set right here, only it's not on the pedestal. So I didn't use it on the tree trunk. I just used this part of the house only. But wouldn't this be cute too? This would be so cute in here in a setting like that. Would just be so cute. All right, so that's where that came from. All right, let me get my white paint, and we're gonna add some white paint. I gotta show you this though, you guys. I opened this the other day. If you ever have a jar of it like that looks like that, this is my other white paint. Okay, never throw your white paint away if it looks like this, because you just add a little water to it and literally it's good as new. Just add a little water, mix it up, a few drops of water, and it will come back. But isn't that crazy? That has not been used for a while. So, but I'm not throwing it away because it's going to come back. All right, so I'm going to use my tiny brush. And I'm going to add some detail now to these little, my little eggs in the basket. And I just get all my stuff organized and out of the way. You know, everything just closes in when you're doing something, or it does for me. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this white paint now, and I've dipped my brush in water, pinched it off, and I'm going to just do some little details. Now, think about what direction the egg is leaning, because that's the direction of the detail on it. See, in this case, the egg is leaning forward. It's coming forward. But if we do it the opposite, you know, and we arc these lines, see how that egg is leaning back, is out. And this one is coming forward. Make a little heart on some of these. You know, adding the details, you guys, it's all in the details. It's so cute. And let's do some little polka dots. How cute. You could also just do a little highlight, you know, on your paint bucket, you know, on the brush here. And then I am, of course, going to add my little white flowers. Which I just think adds so much. So cute. That is just so cute. And this one's done. Let's just, you know what? Let's make these a little darker. They don't have to be perfect. You know what? They're just little polka dots, so they don't have to be perfect. Okay, let's set that aside. And then we're going to do just a couple of little details on this one, just on the eggs. And let's just do so cute. And we can add some little white florals in here too. It just kind of makes everything pop. Is that just so cute? It just brightens, kind of brightens everything up. I just think that's so cute. And this one's done. So now let's get to our whimsical one. And we're going to add some white to this. And especially up in here. And, you know, down in here. When I found this white paint, it just changed everything for me. Because we always had to leave space for white. You know, if we were going to use white, we had to leave space for it. And we had to use, you know, things like masking fluids so that we could leave those white areas. And now to be able to add this, you know, at the end is just, makes a huge difference. Now see how much bigger these white spaces are here? Because those are in the foreground. So we want to show that, you know, these flowers here are bigger. You know, and they're kind of all shapes, you know, so yeah, they're, you know, we could just make them daisies, kind of look like daisies, but you know, when you look out into a field of these flowers, like they're all different shapes. They're all different shapes. And then we can just put a different colored center in it. And we can just, you know what, add a few little dots, highlights into these little flowers too. Just kind of brighten them up. See how that just changes everything? It really does. It just changes everything. It's just a few little white dots, little flowers that are kind of blooming in the background. And not up here because that's a kind of a tree hanging over. But I just love this. And you know, wherever you put the white is a highlight. You know, it's going to look like the sun is kind of reflecting on that little area. So cute. That was such a fun project to do. And we could even add just a little bit more by adding the branches in, which I didn't do. But as soon as this is dry, it takes a little bit to dry, especially these larger areas, you know, where these little florals are, these bigger florals. Isn't that just so cute? So easy, you guys. If you get past that like scary stage where everything looks like a mess, just keep going. Just keep going. You just got to get past that stage and trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, let me get my little branch out and I'll show you what I mean. So you can add this at the very end and you can do it with a brown, like this. And it just kind of looks like your, you know, your trees, your branches are just kind of still growing out of your trees. Is that cute? Just like that. You do the same, you know, with something coming down like this too. You could add more things growing up on this. I mean, you can absolutely make this your own. You know, what I did was the simplest version just by using this vine. But you can add all kinds of florals back in the background, all kinds of vines, things growing up, you know, around the door. That would be really cute too. So let's see, is that getting dry? All right, it is getting dry. So let's add a little center in those flowers. And how about orange, you guys? How about orange? We're going to use the bullet tip and we're just going to add a little center in here. And maybe it's two together. Maybe it's two little blooms. Isn't that just so cute? Was that the easiest thing ever? Just the absolute easiest thing ever to do. You could make those, you could make these little centers, you know, whatever. You could also come now to them and take a little bit of blue. Take a little bit of blue from your palette with your tiny brush and come underneath some of these. And just cast a little shadow under them that will also make them look more three-dimensional, especially back in here. See the difference that makes? It really does. Just so fun. All right, so now, as soon as this is dry, which it looks like it's really close, I'm gonna just run this through my Big Shot. I've got it over to the side, And then once I do that, we're going to just go ahead and assemble this into the journal. It's literally going to take just a few minutes, but I want to do that because we want to get on to the next pages next time. Okay, this looks pretty good. So I'm just going to take my little frame here, and I can just kind of position it where I want it to be. So I could move it over just a little bit like this. That looks good. So I'm just going to take my washi tape and just see where that's going to go. I think that looks pretty good right there. And I'll just put this here like this. Okay, don't go away, you guys. I'm just going to run this through my Big Shot, and it'll cut this out. Okay, so we've got our basic piece, and then we've got our frame, which will just pop out here, like so. Is that just so cute? Is that just so cute? You could pop it up this way, too, if you wanted to. That's what I started doing. When I first got this die, I started just popping it up like this, but I think it's so much cuter to pop it up like this. I think that's just so cute. All right, let's move quickly over to our journal. And I've got one that's already put together. So let me just put this up a little bit higher. You guys are still with me. I'm so happy you're still here. Debbie, I love the scalped oval. Me too. Another larger oval would be great for extra layered frame. True. That's a great idea. Oh, Alicia, I'm so very late in joining. Oh, she has been at the hospital. Oh my goodness. Prayers for you and your husband. Vicki, so grateful for your diligence and great job of explanation. Like the Energizer Bunny, she just keeps going. That is right. That's me. I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time sitting still and turning my brain off. You know, that's a trick to turn it off. And I see everything in pictures, illustrations. So when I think of something, I see it in my head. It's a visual. So it's hard to shut that down. Okay, you guys, so I've got my pages in here. I'm using my decorative pages, so let me tell you which die that is. And as we go, I'll tell you what I'm using. So first of all, we're using this. This is the basic die set for those of you who may be starting. It's the Watercolor journals. It's the journal template die set. And this has a ton of things in it. It's got frames. It's got all of the pages. It's got, you know, the cover, obviously. So we always are starting with that. And then these decorative pages that I just love, those are now in these sets. So these came out earlier in the year, last year. And I'm using this one. You can see this decorative one and this one. And I just like to layer them because I like to see that lacy look, you know, behind. I just think that it just looks so cute. So I use one in the middle and these two on the outside. So two of these, one of these in the middle. All right, so we're going to start out with this first page. And I've got all my pieces cut out. So we're just going to assemble this together. This first page, let's move these out of the way. And I am using, shoot, and I did not pull that one out. So the journaling pages, these are dies that cut out, that cut these accent pages for the cover and for the inside pages. And that's what I'm using on this one. I did not grab that set to show you guys, but maybe if Leah's on, she will know. Cisco, when I tell my family I'm in my happy place, they know I'm watching Bonnie. Oh, that is so, that just makes my day. Thank you so much for saying that. This is my happy place too. I love creating new things. I love teaching you guys things. And, you know, when I make these things, and you know, I'm sure you feel this way too. When you make something, you want to show someone, you want to share it with someone. And it's just when it's super fun and you really come up with something that you just love, you want to share it. And I just, you know, I love that about this community because that's what you guys do. You share. All right, so if you don't have glue already, I would highly recommend this. This was recommended to me, and I absolutely love it. I got it on Amazon, and it is the best, the absolute best. However, never lose your pin that goes in it because a regular pin will rust, and I think this is stainless steel. But you always want to hang on to the pin. Never lose the pin. All right, so we're gonna just add this. And you can see this is a little bigger accent page. It's for the cover. It's for a cover or the inside so that you don't have to cut a bigger accent page. So this one, I'm just going to turn it and I'm going to put it in here like this. And just kind of center it, you know, like that. And this is the regular accent page. This is the regular one. This is in the journal set. So this goes on the full, on the actual page, but this is a little bit bigger because it's the inside of the cover. So let's do this one too. And we're just going to glue this in like this. Make sure that it's straight. And now I've got my 2 accent pages in. Now I can do my, do the rest. So we're going to glue in that little oval. This one right here. This one's going on the inside. And this will go in here. Just make sure that it is straight and centered, or it will bug you, because bugs me if things are not straight. And you know, as many times as I say, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's different when it's straight. I don't know what that is, but you know, when I'm making something and I have something crooked on here, that just bugs me to no end. I don't know what that is. Just another weird quirk. Okay, Easter Wishes is what I cut out. That is from the Easter Sentiment set. This one here. And this little banner is from the original journal set. So it comes with little banners like this. I mean, it's just loaded with stuff. And I'm going to just pop it up. So I've got some little foam dots here. I'm just going to pop this up. And I just stamp this in the pink because it's just, I think it's so cute. But you could certainly do it in the black too. And just pop these off. And this is going to go right under here. And of course, we want it to be straight. There we go. Isn't that a cute page? That's so cute. You could also add a little butterfly to it. You could add some sparkle to it. You could put a little bird on here. I mean, it would be so cute. Just adding whatever you want to add to it. All right, the pocket, also in the original journal set, this little pocket. And it cuts out like this, and then it has the score lines. So you can see how to fold it. And this is just going to go on the inside page so that it holds our little card. And it will just go just somewhere on here. And this glue, I mean, it dries so fast. You don't hardly have to hold this at all. It's dried and it holds. It's so nice. It is so nice. All right, this little card is this cut out. So I use the same die and I just folded it in half like this. So I have a cute little card. And I just used a couple of circles and just cut out a couple of decorative circles. Just to put this together. You could also do a little watercolor with it. It would be cute to just add the little basket of eggs on here. You could watercolor that. That would be so cute. Or even just a little bird. Little bird on here would be so cute. I just stamped on here, "Somebody loves you," which is so cute. And then you can write a personal note that just goes on this page for someone. And, you know, this is a special thing. If you give somebody this journal, it's so special that you want to write a personal note, maybe put the year in it. And I see that I did not sign this, you guys. Whoops, that is not what I'm going to use. Let's see. Let's use this one. Let's use this one here. All of your illustrations in here need to be signed because they're all one-of-a-kind works of art. They're never going to be the same. Never, no two will ever be the same. All right, so now let's go to the next page, and we're going to add that little border in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the accent pages. So let me just find all these pieces here. Oops, okay, we got all these pieces. So we're going to put in the accent pages first, just like this. So 2 of them. Just cut out 2 of them, 1 for each page. You could use the same paper on each page. I always change it up and put something different on there, but you know, it would be really cute to just make all the pages the same too. Okay, so that looks pretty straight to me. Well, actually, no. Let's move it. You got to move it quick because this glue dries so fast. All right, let's do this one. How cute would these dots be too? The dots would be really cute in here. Sometimes it's hard to know which one to use because they're both so cute. So this one is going to go here, just like this. All right, so now we've got our page ready to go. So we're going to do our little accent. Now this is from that same die set as this one. The same one, only these are for pages, and basically what they are is for layering, so that you can put them on top of each other and make a really cute combination of papers. So this is basically, see, here's another one. This was also in that die set, and then these two together with this, you can see how cute that is. Is that just the cutest? So we're going to glue these 2 together first. And see, I use that same die. This is all from the same die set. I cut this one out and the other one from that die set. And then it's easy to layer because they're all the same. They're all the same size, you know, height-wise. And so you can just layer them on top of each other. I cut my watercolor paper with one of them, and then I cut this accent paper. So I'm just going to glue this, and then when I go to glue this into the journal, I'm only going to glue 3 sides of it because I want to tuck in that little sentiment. So for right now, we're just going to add a little glue to here and just glue these. Make sure that's straight. That looks straight to me. Like this. And then we're going to glue this one onto the other side. So like this. Is that just so cute? So let's go ahead and add some glue over here. And you can leave as much showing as you want to, you know, and make this as wide as you want, you know, when you go to glue this in here. So you can make it so that it takes up most of the page, or you can make it just a little bit narrower. And I just glued it up to this edge here. So I'm going to glue it in here like that. Now I don't want to glue this in all the way, just 3 sides, because I want to tuck in my little sentiment in there. So just here, basically making a pocket. Center that on there like that. And that's so cute. So now to make that little pull out, I just cut a rectangle, and let me tell you what size that is. What size that rectangle is. Because it actually works really well. So this is a 2, it looks like 2 and 1, 2, 3/8 by about 1 1/8. And then I just rounded the corners. And then I can just tuck it in to the side like this. And then I used the little tab die like this to just glue on like this. And where is that? What set is that in? Leah, are you on to tell me what set that is? Where this is, because this little tab is so great to use. And by the way, that that die is from, the die that we use for the center page is from this one, the oval, Journal Oval Dies, 5588. It's this one. It has 2 sizes in it. So it's got a smaller one too, which is really cute. Anyway, so let's glue this tab on, just like this. Just add glue to both sides. And then just put it in the center like this. And you can make these little pull tabs just so cute. Add a little sentiment on it and just tuck them in anywhere. You can make a pocket literally anywhere just by leaving one side open. And then I just put Easter wishes, bunny kisses. And just glued this down in the center, straight. And you've got a cute little pull tab. You could do it on this side too. Just leave that open. And I just put it right here. So cute. Now let's do this page. So this page is the gift card holder. And this is the set here. And it is the, it's the template. And it is called, what is the number? Gift card pocket set 5811 is this one. And it's got this big pocket holder. And then it makes the little bow also. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to do that. And you can see how long this die is. It's too long for a 6-inch paper, but you want to use your paper. I wanted to use the paper that I have. And so I'm going to show you how to cut it so that you can use it with your 6x6 paper. All right. So here is what I did. I cut two pieces. So this one, you know, if you're using your 6x6 paper, let's just go up here a little bit so I can show you. When you're using your 6x6 paper, see how much longer this die is? I mean, it goes clear off the side. So what I did was I cut my first piece just like this, right off the edge. Okay. Then I cut another one out of a different color paper, just this much. So I just lined it up like this, and then I cut this second section, just this little tab part. So basically the other half. And I just hung it over the edge like this, and then I just cut it. And then what you have are two pieces that look like this. All right. And then the tabs fold in like this, and this folds forward. See, like this. And now you're going to glue your little piece, your extra little piece like this to your pocket. And then it's going to come forward just like this. And now you can use your paper from your 6-pack, your 6-inch paper from your paper pack, and use it in your journal because it's going to go with everything else that you have in here. So now when you go to glue this together, all you're going to do is you're going to add glue to this bottom section. And you're going to glue in this little piece. Make sure it's straight. Sometimes it's easier to see it from the back to make sure it's straight like this. So make sure it's straight like that. And now the tabs, you're going to glue to the front of it like this. And this is a perfect size to fit a gift card. Just fits perfectly. like this. And I'm going to fold it down like this, and it glues, it'll dry so fast. And now you have your little pocket that will just go in here, just like this. That's so cute. So now we can just glue it down. And you're not going to see this little edge back here because it's glued into your journal or glued onto your card or glued to the inside of your card. Okay, there we go. We've got that done. Now your little bow, to glue your bow together, it comes with all these different little pieces, this one here, and then you're going to cut 2 of these, and they look like this. And then they have a score line here, so they fold together. And so what I do is I just glue this together like this. And then I just glue it onto this part. And it's going to go just right about here to the center. And the same with this one. Glue that together. Just hold that down and glue it onto your ribbon. And it's going to just come up just like this. They're going to overlap each other a little bit. So cute. And, you know, once it's dry, you can take your, I just take my, my brush like this and kind of open up that ribbon like that. And now this piece just comes over the top and just glues on. So you can add just a little bit of glue here. And this piece will just go right on here. So cute. Is that just the cutest little ribbon? And now you can just attach it to your little gift. Like so. And then I just made a little tag out of, you know, one of these sentiments. Somebody loves you. And I'll just add a little glue to it. And just kind of put it up into here. And is that the cutest page? So cute. You got your little pull-out tab. And your little gift card holder. And you could add a little butterfly and stuff to this too. Like you could just add so much more to these pages. Kristen, I was wondering how you guys use the paperbacks with those dies. Yes, you know what? Because I like it all to match. And I don't want to have to go find paper that is going to match inside my journal. I want to use the same paper. And that just works so slick. It really does. Because, you know, if you're using it, you know, on a present or something and you have paper this size, it's totally fine. But if you want to put it in a journal, you know, you want to use this paper. And that is just, it works so slick. All right, so let's go to the center page, and you guys, and we're done. The center page, and we're done. Let me tuck this back in here, too. Oh, I guess that's from the other journal. All right, so let me get the next batch of papers here. We're almost done. We are almost finished with this part of the journal. All right, so now we've got the center page again. So I cut another piece of this paper from that die set that just perfectly fits in here. So you want to keep this accent paper between the score lines. So you can see how this comes up. So once you want to center it between this score line and this score line. So let's do it. You guys are so encouraging. Your comments are just so kind. Thank you so much for all your encouraging comments, you guys. I appreciate it so much. I just love this community so much. Just the best. You guys are the best. I just, you know, I'll be doing this till I'm 90 and maybe till I'm 100, you know, because I can't imagine, you know, retiring from it. I just can't. You know, I'm 66 and I thought, you know, when I'm 60, you think about what you think 66 is when you're like in your 20s. I think it's so elderly. And I thought, oh, I'll be in a rocker, you know, on my front porch drinking lemonade or something. And how far from the truth is that? I can't imagine. I can't imagine not doing this, you know, or retiring from this. All right, so now I'm gluing in the other accent pages. And, you know, it doesn't matter what paper you use in here because it's going to be cute. Whatever paper you pick. But the center page is a really fun one to do. The center page is always my favorite. Because you can add, you know, I mean, it takes more pieces to do it, but it's kind of makes a statement. You know, the center page is kind of the cool page. Okay, so we've got our 3 pages in here. And I'm going to glue now this one on the inside just so that a little bit of this shows through. And I cut this from that same, and I'm just going to use 3 sides because I think I have a pull-out tab on the center too, don't I? I do. So I'm just going to glue 3 sides of that, and I'm going to bring this clear over to the edge so that I can see that little decorative paper on the back side right here. All right, so now we're going to glue in. We're going to glue in our little watercolor. So the first thing that glues in is this, and make sure that you have it the right way because I've also done that where I have it glued it in backwards. So make sure you have it the right way, and we're going to add some glue to it now. Just glue this all up. And center it in here. Make sure that's straight. And we're going to use some foam dots and pop this center piece up. So it doesn't take very many really. You know, just a few. It holds pretty well. Put a few here around the edge. Okay, I think we got enough here to hold. I think that'll hold it. So now I'm just going to take these little back pieces off. Okay, one more. All right, so now you want to make sure that you have got it centered because once you get it down, it's really hard to bring it up, pull it up again. Okay, I think that's pretty good. How cute is that? Is that just so cute? Looks like a little storybook. Love it, love it. All right, now on these pages, we're just gonna, we gotta make our tab too, but I made these little pages for sentiments that can go up here. So let's just glue those in. Well, let's glue the sentiment on and then we'll glue it in. And I put in, every bunny loves Easter, because we do. We love Easter. All right, so let's add some glue here. You guys, we're getting done here. Every bunny. Make sure that's straight. And then we'll glue this one in on the left side. like so. And then we'll do this one. Everybody loves Easter. So that looks just a bit crooked. Okay, there we go. And we'll glue this one in on the other side. Get that about centered there. Okay, and now the pockets, which are from this set. You could use any pocket. I picked this one, this little pocket right here. This is from the journal pocket set, 5589. But any of these little pockets would be cute. And it, you know, of course, shows the score line. And you just fold it down. And this paper from these paper packs, it's really nice paper. It's really heavyweight. And it just works so well, especially for these pockets. All right, so I've got these little pockets, so I'm just gonna glue these in now. Just glue the tabs. And they're just gonna go right at the bottom. And you just need to hold it for a second, because this glue just does the trick. All right, so now let's do this one. Okay, and now we just have to do the little tab, the little pull out, and we're just gonna do it with the dots. Actually, maybe we want to, no, let's do it with the dots. And same size rectangle as I did before. Add a little glue. There we go, and the sentiment, of course. You could hide just special little things in here too. I think that would be so cute. Little coupons for, you know, a coffee date, or, you know, out for ice cream. That is so cute. I love it. And, you know, my little bunnies now will go in here. So let's see, where's the other one? So here's where the little bunnies will go inside this page. And you guys, can you believe it? We're done. We are done with this part of the journal. We're gonna do at least 3 more pages next week on Watercolor Wednesday, and we'll see how far we get. I may have to, maybe I could do one more live, but I don't want to get it too close to Easter, and I know that you need time to actually make these, but is this just so cute? I just love making these so much, and I love giving them too.